Sarah Black, FIGT Social Media Manager, and I am here today with our President, Dawn Bryan. Dawn, it is the time of year again where it is board application time. We are looking for board members for our 2020-21 board. What's the latest update on that?
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. We have board applications open once a year. And as you mentioned, this is that time of year. And we have extended our deadline from May 11th to May 31st. So if people wanted to apply and they thought they missed the deadline, guess what? We have extended until the end of May, and we would love to have people join us. There are 5 open seats on the board for this next year. Positions will start in October. So there's even a little bit of time for application, then onboarding before you would get started. So we would love to have people consider joining us for these 5 positions. And one of the things that's unique about FIGT is that we really are volunteer run and driven. And that is one of the most beautiful things about FIGT, is that you have a whole host of people who are on the board, who are on committees, who are volunteering as affiliate leaders, who are part of affiliates, who show up at conferences and just help out. And all of these people do it because they want to give their time and their energy to FIGT because they believe in what we do. And so with these open board positions, we would love for people in that same spirit of volunteering to join us, to step into these open positions, to step up and fill these open positions. Without volunteers, without the board, FIGT would not exist.
Thank you, Dawn. Who can apply for these positions? Who are we looking for?
Yeah, so we're looking for people who love FIGT, who understand our ethos and what we're about, and that is a group of people, a community of people who together support one another and support the community of people who are crossing cultures, who are globally mobile, who are living in transition. So people who understand us, people who have volunteered with FIGT before in any given capacity, people who've come to a conference and attended, whether that was as a speaker or as an attendee, it doesn't matter. So someone who's attended a conference, someone who's been actively involved in an affiliate, welcome to join. They've gotten that spirit of FIGT. So anyone who fits any of those categories, we would love you to join. And one thing I'll say, Sarah, you know, a lot of people will say, well, I can't join. I can't become a board member because I don't have time. And I think I would maybe just gently suggest that that probably applies to all of us who volunteer on the board. None of us have time. All of us are doing other things. We all have other day jobs. But the key is that we all choose to make time for FIGT. And we make time for FIGT because we love FIGT. We love our community. We love what we do. We love the support that we offer people. And because we're very aware that if we don't step in and step up and volunteer this way, that these amazing, beautiful things that happen with FIGT won't happen. So people who also are willing to make time for this community, we would love for them to apply.
And I will say, as somebody who's on a committee, that the board is incredibly supportive, and that there are teams and groups of people for most of these board members. They're not stepping in to work entirely on their own in a new thing. So there is an onboarding process. What's it like to be part of the board? You've been a board member now, going into your 3rd year as president. What's the experience been like?
Gosh. I can honestly say there's a reason that I make time, because it is one of the richest, most rewarding experiences I've ever had. And that's not because I'm president. It's not because of the title. It's because of the people that I work with. And it's seeing those people who give with generosity on a continual basis, who support one another, who immediately step up when there's a crisis situation or a problem and say, we can do this, we can handle this, we've got this, together we can sort this out. People who are creative and fun and funny. It's It is so worth the extra hours in my schedule. It is so worth the decreased margin. It is so worth the hours together. It is, as I said, it is one of the richest experiences I've ever had because of the people that I get to do this with and because of the meaningful work that we do together.
Thank you. If you're watching this and you've been inspired, but maybe you're a little bit nervous about getting the application in, what should people do if they'd like just to have an informal chat? So can we do that for people?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the best places to go is Facebook, in fact, because I think we've done interviews with all the exiting directors.
Mm-hmm.
So people can hear more. You could also write to our nominations director, who's Megan Norton. She would be happy to tell you more. People can look at our website, where there's also information about the positions that are open, what the requirements are. All of those detailed kinds of things are there on the website. People can reach out to any of the board members. I know any of us would be happy to talk about our experience on the board. And of course, reach out to the board members who are exiting to find out about their experience and more about the position.
And just to clarify that for anybody who's wondering, they are exiting just because their term is up. You're not having to take on a board position for life, folks. It's only for a couple of years. So there is a process where that's how people are going. There's no other reason behind it. It's just a cyclical thing, isn't that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Thanks, Sarah, for saying that. Yeah. So people sign up for a 2-year position. People can decide to extend their term if they want. But these are members who have fulfilled, by October, will have fulfilled their 2 years or more. Some of them have been on far longer than 2 years, but they are now exiting out. So, and I will just say before we close, just how grateful I am for those people who are on the board currently, and for those members who are finishing their term in October and who are exiting off the board. We have just been deeply grateful for their terms of service, and also for the terms of service of the other board members who are on there. We are so grateful for those volunteers on the board, for the volunteers on our committee, for the on our committees, for the volunteers that make FIGT run, but also make FIGT what it is.
Dawn, thank you very much. If you go to the website, that's probably the best place. It's on the front page of the website with links through to everything I think you could possibly want to know. And also on our website is a list of the current board, so it'll give you an idea of who will be staying on and continuing to serve through the applications. Online applications are on the website as well, so it's pretty straightforward. And then my understanding is you can find the details of the process because there is an interview finally, isn't there, before there's a board appointment. There's a kind of a process that we work through.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so there is a selection process. So people apply, and really there's an interview process that takes place to see, you know, who is the best candidate for the role, for the seat. So there is a selection process that happens. So when people apply, just know that that will be part of the process. And if for some reason you apply, you'd like to be on the board, but that doesn't seem to be the perfect fit for you, or either way, you know, maybe you apply and you think, oh, I want to be in this role, but then, oh, maybe I don't. We also have lots of other positions that are open in terms of volunteering. So we have short-term volunteering opportunities as well as long-term volunteering. So we would just encourage people, if you love FIGT, if you want to see FIGT continue, if you are part of our FIGT community, for us to continue to exist, you can be a short-term, medium-term, long-term volunteer. It can be on the board, it can be off the board, but we want you to be a part of how this community continues to run and operate and grow, because that is how we are operational and how we are sustainable as an entire organization.
Dawn, thank you very much. I hope anybody watching this at home is rushing now to FIG.org to find out more and to get their application in. 31st of May, folks, is the deadline. I think that we probably aren't going to extend it again. I think that really is the deadline. And hopefully we look forward to welcoming some of you to the board next year.
Yeah, thanks very much. And thank you to all the community out there, the volunteers who've been past, who are present volunteers, and the ones who will be volunteers in the future. You are what make us this FIGT community. So thank you.